Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and before we get into the Jean Grey uniform comparison video, I just want to quickly update you on the uniform guide. Thank you so much for watching the video and pointing out that yes, Yelena, Black Widow, Taskmaster, and Red Guardian were missing, so we added them in. Yes, Black Widow and Yelena are in the Omega tier. Don't worry too much about that if you are, really addicted to the tier list and you're like, oh my god, we need justifications for this. Remember, a few months ago, I said that the Omega tier doesn't really represent what I want it to anymore. In general, the tier list doesn't really illustrate what I want it to anymore. So while I do think that they are flexible enough to do PvE and PvP at high levels with the same build, which is what the Omega tier qualifications are, I do want to update the tier list in general and sort of reflect it in a different way for what it's supposed to mean. So without further ado, let's get back into it. Thank you guys so much for pointing that out to me. Apologies for having that missing out of the first guide. Jean Grey and her Marvel Girl uniform. I finally got it. I've got it up to Legendary, not quite Mythic, but we're going to do a comparison today in PvP and PvE between these two uniforms. So we're going to find out which one is which. My hypothesis ahead of time to let you know is that this one's better for PvP and this one's better for PvE. So we'll talk about, we'll go through it and then we'll talk about what we see. Just to keep in mind for the builds, they aren't exactly the same. As you can see, because she is at Legendary and she is at Mythic, I'm missing that 1,400 crit damage. But on the other hand, this uniform has a 35-35 all attack, all defense. So I'm also missing the 3% all attack, all defense, but then she gets a 5% all attack bonus from the uniform effect because it goes up from 15% to 20%. So they're actually quite equal on energy attack stats. They're only off by like 500, less than 500 actually, like 100, 200. And then it's just the crit damage. Otherwise, they are exactly the same. And the interesting thing about this build, as you can see here, it's not that expensive. The only expensive thing here, besides having a tier 3 Jean Grey in general and a type 5 enhancement, is that we have a CTP of Greed. Now, this is PvP based, but you can get a feel for how strong she will be in PvE when you see that. So let's jump into the content now. So we're going to start off on a stage 50 Cull Obsidian. We brought Nick Fury leadership and we bought Ghost Panther here, but we're not going to bring in strikers because we just want to see what her raw damage looks like in a minute. This is not going to be very sexy in terms of the amount of damage she does, and that's mostly because this is a CTP of Greed and not a CTP of Rage or something like that. But you can get a feel for, how she performs and, if she can do this stage here, and we'll see what these two uniforms look like. I'm not expecting a huge difference, but it's important to, when you're testing these kinds of things, to, first of all, test them with no strikers, because we don't want, of course, the strikers to interfere and do different things. She can obviously go to a higher stage, maybe this stage or slightly higher against Cull Obsidian specifically, if you bring along strikers. She doesn't have all defense down. She does have time freeze on her second skill. You can see there he turns pink, so you cannot bring mind control strikers when you use Jean Grey, so keep that in mind. But on the flip side, you can bring along an all defense down striker, which I think is what she would need the most. So there we go. We got down to about half 14 in a minute. That's not bad. Okay, so we're starting us off. The main difference here is that you can combo 5 and 4 like this with the paralysis. Now, it's better for things like squad battle where you have to move around. It can be a little bit trickier for things like World Boss, but it's still quite strong because you can reposition yourself. Reposition yourself is always good. You can avoid time freezes. You can avoid the enemy's attacks. You can avoid, of course, the tornadoes. Like right there, I dodged the tornadoes. So it's a little bit more of an involved gameplay style. I got frozen. Okay, got time frozen. It's a little bit more of an involved gameplay style. I like the 5-4 combo personally, but it doesn't seem to be doing much more damage than the other one was. We're going to zip over here to dodge the tornadoes. Okay. This actually seems like slightly less damage. Now, we did get time frozen, so that is why we are a little bit behind. But yeah, it seems like it's about 5 seconds slower if you take the time freeze into consideration. Or about maybe 7 seconds slow. So that was actually a little bit slower on Obsidian. But she does have paralysis now on her 4th skill, so I imagine that has something to do with it. Now I want to go against the stage 50 Ebony and show you guys how it's going to look different. I do think that she does perform better against Ebony with this uniform, especially Marvel Girl. Especially if you don't have, well, you can't bring along mind control strikers. So yeah, it doesn't matter. You're going to do, it's going to be worse because of the fact that you have to rely on her own. Because of the time freeze, you basically don't have any other option for a striker, and so you only have that 2-second time freeze. So I imagine it's gonna be a lot more annoying to play him. Yeah. So having that paralysis, like, this is gonna look really annoying, right? Because I'm not gonna be able to interrupt many of his iframes because we only have that 2-second paralysis. But let's see what happens here. So we get a nice proc. This is with a CTP of Greed, by the way. Okay, so we get some nice damage there. We couldn't cancel out. We can't interrupt him, so we have to sit through this. So this is obviously going to take away from her damage long term because, you know, I mean, not saying that Marvel Girl can interrupt him out of this phase, but any extra damage you can squeeze in before he goes through that helps you build up your next tier 3 faster, which will, you know, also help you do more damage faster. The faster you get to your next tier 3 and the faster you pop it, as you can see, the tier 3 does the majority of the damage for her. Now, he keeps iframing away from me when I'm in my tier 3, so I can't cancel out of it as fast as I would want to. Again, that's just a limitation of the uniform. If he was mind controlled 100% of the time, or if he was mind controlled more of the time, then we wouldn't have that problem. I'm gonna pop it again here. He's iframing. Iframing. Yeah, that was pretty unlucky. I don't know why he didn't come out of his iframe. I think maybe the time freeze stopped working, or it just didn't pull him. It should have pulled him out of his iframe. But we get another one here. And okay, we've already gone over a minute. So let's just see here, a minute and a half. We get down to about the eighth bar, which is his charge up phase. So that's not bad. All right, so we could have gone a little bit faster there, but I think it's pretty equal as far as what a real world comparison is going to look like a realistic comparison if you're just playing yourself. Now we get the beams going there. You can see the beams do pretty great damage. We're going to pop the tier 3. Yeah, I think Ebony is where she's really going to shine with the Marvel Girl uniform. And same thing as before. Okay, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so he's tripping out, and he's doing his little animation thing, but he's on, like, the other side of the map. So get a little bit more damage in. We can squeeze in a few more attacks. You can see there. We can build up the next tier 3 a lot faster. I'm going to pop it there. There we go. The paralysis keeps knocking him out of his iframe, so that's value there on the paralysis. We haven't even done that combo yet. Here it is. Nice damage there. Okay. Really nice there. He's out of range, just like the last one. Okay, he's iframing. Yeah, the paralysis pulls him out of iframe. So yeah, you can see there we're about 15 seconds faster. Now, if I had not made that mistake with ulting him when he was in iframe, maybe we would have done the X-Men Red, the blue uniform, a little bit faster. It doesn't seem to be that much of a difference for PvE. I thought it was going to be more pronounced than it is, but you can sort of extrapolate a 15-second difference with the CTP of Greed is going to be a larger difference if you give her, you know, like a fire damage proc for her alt, or a fire damage mind damage proc, or a CTP of Judgment, or a CTP of Energy, or a CTP of Rage, that kind of thing. This is mainly for PvP. So now we're going to test out what she looks like on auto. On manual, it's pretty much the same because you can do whatever you want, and Jean Grey is just an absolute monster. She's just like unstoppable. But I'm going to give her basically a solid team up here and see how she does in a few matches on auto and a few matches on auto with both uniforms against a few of the top ranked players here. Can't call them characters. And we'll start off with this guy. Oh, Jean Grey versus Jean Grey. We'll start off with this one. Let's see what happens. Interesting. Okay, yeah, because Jean Grey on manual, it doesn't really matter. You know, she's so powerful, so it's really more important to see what happens on auto and to see how she sort of plays and how she handles that 4th skill, because that's really what's going to determine for some people whether they get one or the other. But for now, it seems like if you have X-Men Red, you can just stay with it, right? There's not a huge incentive to go over to the Marvel Girl uniform, but at the same time, there isn't a huge incentive to stay if you like the look of one over the other and you like the universal typing better than the blast typing. So she annihilated them there. We're gonna need a little bit more of a difficult team. Where's Carl? We need to find Carl. So let's find Carl, and then we will try this again. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Ooh, Black Widow. I like it. Maybe she's gonna get nuked. Now, of course, because she is universal, she negates or she avoids her disadvantage typing against speed types. Okay, we just got nuked there. Interesting. So she won't have the disadvantage against Black Widow with this uniform. Okay, she's auto-attacking. She's doing some weird stuff. Okay, let's see what happens here. She still has it. She did her 5th skill, but she didn't do anything. Okay. She's doing a lot of auto attacks, which is very strange. Okay, she nukes her with the 3rd skill. Now it's Jean versus Jean. She finally does 5. And yeah. I mean, Jean is pretty much unstoppable with both uniforms. She did die once to that Scarlet Witch, though. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to X-Men Red Jean Grey if she does die to that Scarlet Witch again. So there we go. We got another victory. You can see why playing it on auto wouldn't really give us any more information than playing it on manual wouldn't give us any more information than playing it on auto does, because either way, she's just unstoppable. Let's find one more sort of top-level player. Ooh, this guy's from Secret Avengers. G.I. Valor. He's got a lot of wins. Okay, let's try... Ooh, that's a good team. Okay, let's try this one. Thanos, Jean Grey, Colossus. Okay. This should be interesting. We haven't seen a lot of Colossus teams. So, I think people are just going for more raw damage. Okay, so Jean gets nuked at the beginning. Okay, she looks like she's going to die here. She uses her 5. She sort of bails herself out. Okay, she's not really doing 4 much. Not prioritizing 4. Bit strange. When I fight Jean Grey, when I fight Marvel Girl Jean Grey, she always does 4. But my Jean Grey seems allergic to the 4th skill, which I guess is good. But if you want to keep the advantage typing against combat types, that's also another reason to get her X-Men Red uniform, or keep her X-Men Red uniform, because you'll have a super advantage against, of course, Colossus. Not that he's that hard to kill, but Apocalypse, Wolverine, if Namor ever becomes PvP worthy. So there's that. But of course, as a universal type, she does have the type advantage. So she gets a smaller increase in damage, but she does get a flat increase to combat speed and blast. So that would make her better for Shadowland. It would also make her better for the world bosses that are not universal type. So Quicksilver, Cable, Apocalypse, and Scarlet Witch. So now let's go back here and let's go take on those 3 teams again with the same team. We're going to start with G.I. Vader and sort of work our way backwards to Carl and Perron. And let's see if there's any difference here. I mean, there shouldn't be a difference. Well, you can get unlucky. So it's a very small sample size. Okay, she actually dies. Wow. Making Marvel Girl uniform look superior. Wow. Wow. Okay, he's going to do... Okay, nice. Getting trucked with the 5. I mean, Marvel Girl didn't lose any matches, right? She just died that one time against Scarlet Witch, and that was it. So she had... In killing 9 characters, she had 1 death. So she was 9-1, technically. That's really good. But I just feel I feel a lot safer. I don't know. When I fight Marvel Girl, I just feel like it's way less of a threat. I can't really explain it. It's obviously not showing up in this testing, but I don't know. You can talk to their vets as well to see what they think. But that's what I think. Okay, where is Carl? Let's try Carl next. Let's see if Jean is going to die to Scarlet Witch again. The reason why, by the way, Scarlet Witch killed her is because of the reflect on her 3rd skill. Her passive, when she uses her 3rd skill, it gives her 100. This one, or no, not this one. But yeah, it gives her 100% reflect. So if you do 4 or okay, she nuked her. Okay, so that's good. And then because the orb stays there, oh, she hit me with the invisibility. Oh no! But I survived. Oh, so even with the type disadvantage, oh, she hit me with the invisibility again. This is a sick battle. Let's go. Invisibility versus former Titan. She's gonna do the 5. She's gonna do the 5. Nice, she got her. So there you go. So one of them died to Scarlet Witch, one of them died to Black Widow. I think it was just bad luck personally, but It is what it is. And then there we go. We're going to finish her off, hopefully. She doesn't come back with a vengeance. Oh, she does the 5, gets interrupted. Ooh. Jean Grey versus Jean Grey. Who's going to win? Who's going to be the first winner? And it's my Jean Grey. What a surprise. There we go. Last one here against Piran. So, yeah, it's kind of it can be a bit of a dissatisfying comparison at times because they seem so similar, right? You're looking at this and you're like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, one death. It doesn't really seem like these uniforms are very different, and they're not, right? I think the biggest difference is how you like to play and whether you want a large advantage against combat types in PvP and a large disadvantage against speed types in PvP, or whether you want to negate that difference. But personally, when I do the 4 cancel 5 combo with Jean Grey with this uniform, nobody survives. Whereas with Jean, you have to do the 5 cancel 4, and some characters can slip out of that and then weasel their way into, potentially killing you or giving you a hard time. So, yeah, not necessarily the cut and dry conclusion that you might have been looking for, where one uniform is like heavily favored for one piece of content and another uniform is heavily favored for another, like the Black Widow snowsuits and Black MCU suits. But I think this was maybe their way of trying to make small tweaks to make one character slightly better for PvP and slightly worse for PvE type thing. But I don't think they went really far enough. So yeah, I think you could just go with aesthetic. Keep in mind that regardless of what uniform you equip, you will have to use Blast Norn Stones. Well, no, actually not Blast Norn Stones. You're going to use MCon Crystals. But you have to use the Blast Kits. It doesn't change to universal kits. Yeah, some people think it does. It absolutely does not. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Jean Grey versus Jean Grey and what do you want to see next. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.